Well, hello everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bright, and this is Car Chronicles. How you guys doing? You doing all right? Well, all right, let's do this. I don't even know what the title is, so by the time you get this, it'll have a title to it. But I was thinking as I was driving to work, a lot of you, a lot of people in general, have children, or in situationships that you have children, or you have children and you're looking into dating or being with someone. And what happens is, especially as a therapist, you see a lot of things. And you want to be unbiased because you're helping people, and you have to understand the different phases of their life that you're in. I've got I don't call them adopted kids, but I've got friends of my daughters that have children, are going through things, and you can't just look at them and say, do you understand how much trauma your children are going through watching you being traumatized? And so that's called vicarious trauma, or that's called secondary trauma. And some of these kids are going through complex trauma, because little kids, they're watching their mother or their father being verbally assaulted. Some of you are being physically assaulted. You live in a household where everybody's walking on eggshells and you're constantly making up excuses. And believe it or not, some of you think that those kids are believing your excuses. And some of you are children, adult children of narcissist households, families, parents. And you knew at a young age, think for a minute, you knew at a young age that something wasn't right. You knew at a young age, why do you keep making excuses for him or her? But some of your children are suffering. And the results of that, as I said, is vicarious trauma. So they have the same, they're going through PTSD, complex PTSD. They're going through, some of the results of this are drug addictions, porn addictions, people pleasing, people addictions. A lot of these kids are struggling at a young age. They're codependent. They're dealing with perfectionism. Perfectionism is the fear of failure. It's rooted in fear of failure, fear of not doing something right. And guess what? As parents, a lot of times the parent is ignoring the child because they're so busy running after this narcissist. And they'll do anything to try to gain the favor of. They do anything, as a parent, and I'm saying parents of children that have narcissistic, parents, or you are dating someone that is a narcissist, but your attention is solely focused on this narcissist. Everything is about this narcissist, meaning that the time that you need to have for your children, and your children are first priority, you're taking that time and you're distributing it to that narcissist. And so those children, but I was there for my kids. I was always there for my kids. And as your kids get older, they're going to have hard conversations with you, and tell you things that you may not want to hear. Yeah, you were physically present, but you were not emotionally present. Yeah, you were physically present, but it was like living with a robot, like an android. And we already talked about the narcissist being like an android, but you yourself become an android. You get up in the morning, everything becomes routine. It's like you're living in a dream world. It's like you're totally dissociated with the realities of what's going on around you. Not only that, you look up and one day your children are adults and you can't remember the childhood, and the kids are telling you, but you would never, you were never mentally there. And some of you lived in a dream world. You get up in the morning, you cook breakfast, you get your kids ready for school, you drop them off at school, you go to work, you come back and get them, you fix them something to dinner, and this is your routine. You don't break routine, this is what you do. And later on in life, you look back and then you live in regret. You live in regret and you live in shame because I was not there for my children. And then the young people, I'm looking at more young people that are getting caught up. They, first of all, where are the mamas? I mean, big mamas. Where's grandmama and them? We're big, grandmama now is in her 30s. Big mama is about 36 years old. What happened to big mama and them that are 70 and 80 years old? That they didn't have no problem, and this is Southern language, y'all. But what happened to big mama and them and grandmamas that had no problem speaking their mind and telling you about yourself? Baby, you need to pay attention to them kids. Quit running after that man. Quit running after that girl. You see she not interested in you. You see he ain't interested in you. Because if he cared about you, this is the older generation. Because if he was interested in you, he would pay you some attention. He will help you at least pay a bill or two. He ain't gonna watch you struggle with your children and all y'all hungry. He come around eating a hamburger and don't want to offer that. Now, gentlemen, I'm not saying that they're your responsibility. That's not what I'm saying. Those kids are not your responsibility. They got a mama or they got a daddy somewhere. But if you're planning on being in a relationship, that's a package deal. Not saying that you're supposed to be paying her bills, because that is not your job. That is a husband's responsibility. That is not a dating. That's not a boyfriend responsibility. Ladies, that is not, that you don't make that, you don't try to make that man, you know, if you want me, I'm a package deal and you got to do for me. No, you a gold digger. Or if you're not a gold digger, you are irresponsible. Those are your kids. Be responsible. But the most important thing to be responsible about is the fact that your children have emotions, and there are results. There are, there are consequences to everything. How do you think a narcissist, develops? Where do you think narcissists come from? Some of them, you were the one that neglected them, and you love your children, but you neglected them because you were busy running after the mother or running after the father. And so these kids are being traumatized by what they see you going through, and they turn around and go within. It's like an autoimmune deficiency. They turn inward and start attacking their own self. They blame themselves because their parents were not there for them. And especially those that have narcissist parents. They're always trying to be perfect because they don't understand why mom or dad is not interested in me. I don't understand why you don't reach out to me. I don't understand why you don't want to spend time with me. And so I have to be perfect. I have to be just right. I'm defected. There's something wrong with me. And so I have to do whatever I can, because if the person that I love doesn't love me back, then obviously there's something wrong with me. And so some of these kids grow up with some of you guys know, because some of you are the kids that grew up and you have some serious mental health, emotional issues. A lot of you guys are dealing with codependency issues. A lot of you have that deep down desire, need to be needed. Some of you have that deep down desire that I've got to get attention. And some of you are not narcissists. Some of you do not have narcissistic personality disorder, but you have this deep need to be needed, to be loved. I need attention. I would do anything. You ever seen people that are really, really promiscuous or that are really, really seductive? A lot of them want attention. I'm not saying it's right, but a lot of them want attention. I want you to love me. I want you to pay attention to me. I want you to make me relevant. I want you, look at me, look at me, look at me. And a lot of that is rooted, when you go to the root, a lot of that is rooted from the rejection they receive from their own parents or parents. The one that they run after the most is the one that's not really there. And it's sad, as just like my mom said, it's sad because when you're there for them all the time, they don't miss you. You're there. They kind of take advantage of the fact that you don't go anywhere. And the person that they want the most is the person that's not even available to them. And you have to remember, some narcissists have children for the purpose of more supply. And some narcissists have children or want you to have a lot of children and a lot of children because in their mind, if you have a kid, you're mine forever. We are locked in forever. This is the excuse. And anytime they want to punish you, they punish the kids. And so if they stop talking to the kids or stop communicating with the kids or stop seeing the kids, they know that's driving that dagger deep into your heart. But some of these kids are coming out messed up, and they're young. They're not even adults yet, and they're already messed up. You wonder why, they go to school and they're hostile. A lot of times children don't have the ability to really express their emotions. They can't tell you that I feel rejected. They can't tell you that I feel rejected. I feel abandoned. What did I do to deserve this? What have I done for my parent not to love me? Why don't they love me? And what can you say? Especially when you're dealing with a narcissist, what can you say? And especially for you mothers and fathers that are running behind this narcissism, you're taking time away from your children. You're not even spending quality time. And some of you are competing with the narcissist because the narcissist is the fun parent. The narcissist is the one that makes it rain. They got all this money, so they take them on these expensive trips and buy them expensive clothes and computers and electronics, and they give them money whenever they ask for money. First of all, that's teaching the child to be irresponsible. They become an irresponsible adult, think they're entitled to everything. And when I put my hand out, I'm supposed to, what do you mean I got to work? I've always had it given to me. That's number one. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to teach your children some responsibility. Wash the dishes, take the trash out, clean your room, clean your bathroom, work for some money. Why are you giving them money and they're not even doing anything to earn any money? And so they're being entitled. So for you being the parent that's at home with them, you got to spend quality time. You have to take, it's not easy being a parent because you have a pupil, a student in the house with you, and you have a lifelong mission until the day that you close your eyes to teach that pupil. And especially those that are coming out of narcissist or in narcissist relationship, it's not about you. It's not all about how you feel. What I feel, and them kids just have to understand because I got needs. Your kids come first, or you shouldn't have had them. You know, your children come first. You have to make sure that those kids are taken care of. They depend on you to be healthy, to be abuse free. They're going to repeat what they see.